Hello, friends. Wildly of Wild Fempire here. And I'm a little late today because I had this amazing opportunity to use a hyperbaric chamber that presented itself. And I really needed some good self care. So I decided to take the opportunity for some self care and do this a little bit late. And so I'm just going to hop on here for a few minutes and dive into what I'm curious about today. What I'm really feeling into is this concept of the beautiful ending. And it's something that we don't really talk about a lot in our culture. We're so hyper focused in capitalism and this culture on expansion and production and all the ways in which we are um, making things bigger, faster, more, growing. And we talk very, very little about the end of things, about death, about change, transition, all of the discomfort that life entails. And this truly feels like a part that we're really missing in the conversation and a wasted opportunity for us to actually get a little more juice from our lives and from our lived experiences. Because the truth is, even though empire is so hyper focused on expansion, nothing lasts forever and nothing can be in a continual state of growth. We can see this in the stock market. We can see it in the cycles of our government systems. We can see it in the way businesses grow and expand and then eventually shift and change, and we see it in our own personal lives, right? Relationships always grow and change, and they will all end at some point. Even if you find the love of your life and you're married for 60 or 70 years, one of you will eventually pass first, and the relationship will end and change. So, taking in all of that data, taking in all of those possibilities, it feels to me like we would be doing ourselves such a service and such a justice to begin giving as much attention to our beautiful endings as we do to our beginnings. Yeah, if we offer as much attention and as much focus on the way things in our lives come to a close or come to a transition, ah, our opportunity to experience them becomes so much richer. And it actually allows us to experience the thing in its full preciousness from beginning to end, right? I often tell many of my clients that we've all been spoon fed this Hollywood addiction to the idea of forever. I know I like a good romantic comedy here and there, a good love story, but they're all based on this idea that we're meant to find the perfect thing and hold on to it forever. And that just doesn't seem to be the way nature works. And so, what if we all began to welcome in and receive in all the good and wonderful things in our lives, and then to hold them so precious because we know that they're going to end? We hold those relationships so close to our heart because we know one day we will die or they will die. We offer ourselves the fullness of the experience of being in the thing when we really surrender to the experience of the letting go. And this is really in my mind right now because I just put my son on the bus for college and my youngest son is packing up for college, and there is a piece of me that would so very much like to just numb out of the experience, right? Like there is definitely a part of my brain that is like, "Ugh, let's just watch Netflix and eat a lot of sugar and salt and like just keep it at arm's length because the feelings are really intense and the sensations are very tender and they're all brand new. I've never done this before with this child, right?" And oftentimes that's the way endings and loss are. It's a loss of something that we've never experienced before. Even if we've gone through the death of a loved one previously, each time it is a brand new experience that brings in all sorts of different relational qualities than what we had previously. And all that to say, what if my life experience can be enriched by allowing myself to walk the path of that change without trying to hide it or fade it or fix it? And it's not necessarily the easiest path, but what if it's the one that actually gives me the most in return? What if allowing myself to really feel the nuance, the granularness of each one of those feelings as I am going through an ending, as I'm going through a transition, whatever that might be for you? What if allowing yourself just to feel it and to name it actually creates the capacity for us to not only hold more discomfort in our lives, but to then hold the opposite of the spectrum, which is joy and bliss and peace? What if the magic sauce is actually diving so deeply into discomfort and just riding it and breathing through it and naming it, saying, "Oh, fuck, I am so uncomfortable right now. I am uncomfortable. My heart hurts. I'm having trouble imagining my life in this new context. I'm feeling feelings come and go like the ocean." What if it's the sitting in the ocean that is actually the biggest lesson for all of us and would allow us to glean more in our own human experience? Hmm. This is going to be a short one today. That feels like the transmission. I am late today, and I apologize if you were looking for me at noon. But I had an opportunity to try out a hyperbaric chamber, and it felt so good for my body. And I'm so grateful that I gave myself the opportunity to do so. So, thank you for your grace in allowing me to be late and to have good self care. And now I think I'm going to go nourish this body and take supreme and exquisite care of myself and maybe have a little bit of a cry because I'm feeling some emotions just came up to the surface for me. So, thank you all so much for tuning in here today. I hope that you are well, and I will be getting the Moonday message for the week out to you very, very soon. So, have a beautiful day, and I'll check in next Moonday. Bye for now.